for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
This gun right here tells the rest of your neighborhood you run it. You put 12 of these together in your neighborhood, you're the militia.
In Phoenix, Arizona, Cross runs a business that's invitation only. His trade, illegal guns.
The 44 Magnum. Your typical dirty, hairy gun. Boy, dog.
Make her day with one of those.
Cross specializes in dealing to one section of society: criminals.
I have somebody right now who I'm actually waiting for.
He sells to a select clientele.
As long as they'll pay, they get them. They're the bigger or better customers, because they buy more than one at a time.
This setup is a one-off deal. In a back room, selling to customers in the dead of night.
You looking for anything in particular?
For something more in the pistol range.
Yeah, we could do that one right there for you. Let it go clip and all. 7 racks. And pick up 2 of them, I'll do them for a G.
Eager to make a sale, Cross cuts him a deal.
Yeah, I'll take 2 of them.
For this client, it's an easy purchase.
Happy customer.
For felons prohibited from buying guns legally, this is the only shopping option in town.
Well, the idea is if you're going to do a crime and you need a gun involved in it, you surely wouldn't do it with your registered gun. So they come get it from people like us.
Buying a firearm that won't link a violent criminal to his crime is not easy. The reason, guns can be traced.
Go to a gun store to purchase a gun. You've got to use identification, pass a background check. So if the sole purpose of owning a gun was for no one to know you owned it, you just up.
But guns come with an identity all their own.
If I were to walk into a store and purchase any one of these, the serial number of that firearm is going to be recorded. That firearm can be traced back to you.
Guns are also traceable when they leave vital clues behind.
When a projectile leaves the chamber and the twist inside the barrel, there are certain discrepancies that will leave gashes, marks, and scrapes on the bullet on its way up, causing someone's signature distinct, one-of-a-kind fingerprint. That is how, ballistically, a round can be tied to a firearm.
Sourcing from illegal suppliers, Cross sells what criminals really want: a gun that's never been on record.
It's Colt 45 caliber round, model 1911. These are for somebody who knows what they want.
Cross and Nightmare are part of the seedy underworld of illegal guns, booze, and trafficking. Those who control supply are in high demand.
Where you at?
With cartel connections and their finger on the pulse of the dark trade. These hustlers strive to be shadow kings and queens. Illegal guns prove useful in Arizona.
That's a good job done, buddy.
This one's been used to jack 8 pounds of weed.
Thank you, Mr. Colt 45. When we ship it out and make this real money.
The weed sells for 25 grand. The gun, still unused, sells for $2,200 to a dealer with access to a bigger gang market in Fresno.
They want guns, big guns. Makes you want to just duck, crawl under your bed. Things that go boom. If their hood's going at it with another hood, they're buying guns for everybody. They're buying at least a little handgun for them.
Handguns are the most basic firearm for criminals and gangbangers. Gangs tend to go for maximum firepower, and the Bulldogs are no exception. Using the services of dealers like Midnight, they race to arm themselves.
Long clips, fully automatic, a lot of people look for those. You could pass by in a car and not even step out and still hit like 4 or 5 houses.
Gangs like the Bulldogs aim to sit on the throne, settling scores and using big guns to gain the upper hand.
It's the means of being able to accomplish what you want to accomplish without having to call the cops or having to sit there and talk it out. As long as you got the guns, you got the means of pumping fear into somebody. And if you can't pump fear into them, you can pump a whole clip.
Midnight sees a gun as an essential tool.
Not every person is smart enough to know what a gun's for. A gun to me is like a hammer. It's to nail walls and build stuff. A gun, there's no difference. You just gotta find out how you can use it to your advantage.
For Midnight, cold hard steel has just one purpose: to line his pockets with gold. Starting with ghost guns like the clone .45 caliber, he sells hardcore firepower that's illegal in California.
You talk one, hey, check this out. I know what old boy over there got. And he got a brand new 45, man, a 1911. You need these 2 Tech 9s right here, bro. Extended clips. I got them. And it's gonna run you this much. Now you go to the next guy. Hey, old boy over there, he got 2 Tech 9s, bro. What do you need? All right, I can get it. It's gonna run you this much, though.
He engineers it so his customers keep coming back.
Usually they're gonna shoot some out. It's better for me. These guys are gonna run out of ammo. They're gonna need more clips. I'm right there.
As Midnight reigns over Arizona's ghost gun business, there are other specters lurking in a different Houston shadow business: human trafficking. Here, 2 migrants have been picked up by a notorious cartel gang.
Warning, you have triggered the alarm system. Your movements are being recorded.
They are on red alert for attacks from rival traffickers. Their cartel has plenty of enemies.
My life's on the line. I'm gonna do by all means what I have to protect myself as well as my organization. You have people who feel revengeful because we get rid of their family members because they're not cooperating, so they seek revenge. And they try to get other cartels against us.
And they defend their merchandise against all comers.
Eso sí, jefe. Para los juguetes.
Se necesitan mucho y no tenerle miedo a la muerte.
This is more than just a stash house. It's a busy cartel transit fortress. And today's consignment of people has been imported, paid for, and shipped out. But 2 migrants are left on the shelf.
Habíamos como 15, pero ya todos, como todos tienen familias aquí, ya pagaron y y ya se fueron ellos. Y ya nos quedamos, ¿no?
Arturo was too poor to afford the cartel package. He went solo. But a gang soon took what money he had.
Y yo pagué 500 pesos para que me dejaran cruzar el río Bravo. Si no les quiere pagar uno, pues lo roban a uno, lo matan y le echan al río. Y pues ellos me cruzaron, pero yo les pagué 500 pesos. Y ya de allí pues yo ya solo ya me vine por el monte.
Without organized support, he quickly faced dying of thirst.
Yo caminé como 4 o 5 días y pues ya andaba cansado y salí a la carretera a ver si me daban un raite.
He turned to the highway for salvation, but fell into the hands of a ruthless cartel gang.
Y me encontré a estos hombres que me dijeron que me meterían para ellos, pero me iban a cobrar como 1,500. Y pues yo no tengo dinero, ¿no? Pues, pero mi tío vive aquí y ahorita le hablé y dijo que a ver si podía conseguir mañana un dinero pues, para que me dejaran ir. Me están cobrando un dinero y como pues, no tengo dinero, no me han soltado.
These Shadow Kings are holding Arturo for ransom, looking for extra money to add to their regular people smuggling business.
Que cuando esto venga la gente y los compre, se van. Y cuando me den mi dinero, esos también se van. Así de fácil.
You have family in Mexico and you want them here, you pay us the right amount and we'll have them here for you. We'll bring them here, you don't pay us what we need, and we'll take care of the rest. You won't see your family no more.
If your family can't pay, the cartel will sell you to anyone with the money.
The most ordinary crazy thing I've seen in children. I mean, I have children and business is business. And there ain't no room for sympathy. We had situations where someone took a different child and theirs and left theirs here, so, I mean, we're just here. You bring us our money, we're gonna give you a person. That's all we're doing. We're not here to keep inventory.
They are here to make money, and they are determined to hold on to their stock.
If someone tries to escape, there's consequences. They'll go without eating for a couple of days. They'll get water maybe. If not, we got a trailer back there that they'll stay in. And we'll discipline them by all means. Starving, beating, and we'll hit them with boards. It just depends. If you're gonna bring heat on us, we're gonna bring heat on you.
The wreck trailer is a punishment cell for breaking these kings' rules.
Si quieres ver algo, métete ese trailer. Se quedan mientras que pagan su dinero. Pagando aquí, si quieren, se pueden ir a un hotel. A mí solo lo que me importa es mi dinero. Y que me lo paguen como yo digo.
Migrants find they've made a deal with the devil.
Y al tiempo de que tú firmas tu contrato y me dices que quieres venirte para acá, mi gente va a arriesgar todo lo que tenga de su poder para poder traerte. Tú llegas aquí, tú me pagas aquí. Tú llegas aquí, tú no me pagas aquí. Muchas cosas pueden pasar. Muchísimas.
David may sit on the throne for transporting bodies from Mexico to the States. But in India, trafficker Laka buys and sells body parts to bring in the big bucks.
ਅੱਛੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਵਧੀਆ ਕਮਾਈ ਆ ਤੇ ਜਲਦੀ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਆ। ਇੱਕ ਵੀਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕੋਈ 2 ਟ੍ਰਾਂਸਪਲਾਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ। ਥੋੜਾ ਨਾ ਲੋੜ ਆ, ਜਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਸ਼ੂਗਰ ਆ, ਹੋਰ ਵੱਡੀਆਂ ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਆ, ਖਾ ਪੀ ਕੇ ਮੋਟਾਪਾ ਵਧਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦਾ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਲੀਗਲ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਫੈਲਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ। ਜਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਬਿਮਾਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ, ਮੋਟਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਗਿਣਤੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਉਦੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਘੱਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ ਜੀ। ਕੋਇਨਸੀਡੈਂਟਲੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮੇਰੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੋਸਤ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਹੋਈ, ਉਹਦੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਰਿਲੇਟਿਵ ਨੂੰ ਐਬਰੋਡ, ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਮੇਰਾ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਕੇਸ US ਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤਾਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੇ ਥਰੂ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਲਈ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਾਇਆ ਤਾਂ ਕੰਮ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੌਖੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਬਚ ਗਏ। ਬਸ ਫਿਰ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਝੱਸ ਜਿਹਾ ਪੈ ਗਿਆ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨ ਨੂੰ।
Laka handles hundreds of kidney sales a year.
ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ, ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਬਿਜ਼ਨਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਾ ਸਕਦਾ, ਇਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ। ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫੋਨ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫਲਾਣੇ ਫਲਾਣੇ ਗਰੁੱਪ ਦੀ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਲਾਈਨ ਲੈਣੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਦੀ ਕਿਡਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ, ਉਸ ਅਰੇਂਜ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ। ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ, ਮੇਰੀ ਇਸ ਧੰਦੇ ਤੇ ਮੈਨੇਜਮੈਂਟ ਪਕੜ ਅੱਛੀ ਹੈ, ਵਧੀਆ ਹੈ, ਮੈਂ ਗਾਹਕ ਦੀ ਅੱਖ ਪਛਾਣਦਾ। ਅੱਗੋਂ ਮੇਰਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟੀਮ ਨੈਟਵਰਕ ਹੈਗਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ, ਵਧੀਆ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦਾ, ਇਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਇਸ ਧੰਦੇ 'ਚ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ
ਫਿਰ ਭਾਜੀ ਥੋੜੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਮੇਰੇ ਤੇ ਗੁੱਸਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੂੰ ਬੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਭਦਾ।
ਫਿਰ ਛੱਡੋ, ਕੰਪੀਟੀਟਰ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਖੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਣ ਦੇਈਦੇ ਆ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਡੋਨਰ ਹੈਗਾ, ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਡੋਨਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਗੱਲ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਆ ਅੱਗੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਕੱਢ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਆ, ਉਹ ਫਿਰ 5-7-10 ਲਾਉਣੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ, ਬੰਨ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਰੱਖਣਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ।
ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਮੁਤਾਬਕ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰਤ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਭਾਜੀ ਫੋਨ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ, ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਲਈਦੇ।
The extreme poverty in India yields a high volume of kidney donors, making it rich pickings for wannabe organ royalty.
ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਕਿਡਨੀਆਂ ਖਰਾਬ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਭੱਜਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਾਥੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾ, ਮਿੱਡੇ ਨੂੰ, ਇਹ ਅਰੇਂਜ ਕਰਦਾ। ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਕੰਮ ਆ ਜੀ, ਇਹ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਕੰਮ ਆ।
ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਭਾਈ ਹੋਣਾ ਨਾਲ ਕੰਟੈਕਟ ਕਰੀਦਾ। ਭਾਈ ਹੋਣਾ ਦੇ ਫੋਨ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਲੱਖੇ ਭਾਈ ਹੋਣਾ ਦੇ, ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਕਿਡਨੀਆਂ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ, ਇਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਚਾਹੀਦੀਆਂ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਪਹੁੰਚਦੀ, ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਬੰਦੇ ਛੱਡੇ ਆਪਾਂ, ਉਹ ਕਰ ਲਈ ਛੱਡੇ, ਉਹ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਹੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੀ ਸਾਰਾ। ਮਿੱਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਢੰਗ ਨਾਲ ਮੈਨੇਜ ਕਰਦਾ ਇਸ ਕੰਮ ਨੂੰ, ਸ਼ੇਰ ਆ ਮੇਰਾ।
Now middleman Maida puts the word out that he needs to find a new donor. His message makes it to kidney hunters like Bitu.
हमारे आप अपनी जो किडनी है दे, आप जीवित रहेंगे जी। अहीं उन्हां नूं तां मतलब मेन नूं तां नहीं देखिया, थोड़े डेंजर आ बंदे जिद्दां। करया कर, लेट ना करया कर।
और तेरा कदा देनी नहीं मुड़कदा, जल्दी करा काम।
As the middleman in the operation, Maida runs a tight ship when it comes to keeping subordinates in line.
और लखा मैनू ही और पांदा है, तानू भैन जो पैसे कारे देईदे आ, तुसी जे काम नहीं करना टाइम सिर। हाँ करा, जल्दी करा, चाहिदा है बंदे। हाँ करा दे फिर, भैन जो तो काम सारा बंद हो जाना है, तां जेड़ा चलदा हुक्का पानी बंद हो जाना है, ठीक है।
15 ਸਾਲ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ, ਪੈਸੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਅੱਧਾ ਹੀ ਲਿਆਂਦਾ ਜਾਂਦਾ। ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਉਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਡੀਲ ਕਰਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ।
No matter the origin of the pain, patients around the globe need medicine. Opening the gates into another dark trade kingdom, fake pharma. In Southwest LA, some turn to the black market for more drugs than their prescriptions allow.
This is Prevostat, and that's for cholesterol. This is Tramadol, and I take that so I can sleep. That's Maripex, that's for my Parkinson's. I run out, and I don't take more than I'm supposed to, but they don't give me enough. They give me a 28-day supply, but they won't let me get a refill for 30 days.
The phone never stops. I'm getting text messages constantly. You know, what can you do? You have this yet? Can you get this?
In Southwest Los Angeles, distributor Dugan is waiting for his consignment. He has up to 30 customers wanting meds, and he's struggling to keep up.
The phone never stops. I'm getting text messages constantly. You know, what can you do? Do you have this yet? Can you get this?
Dugan faces massive demand. Some of his customers want drugs their doctors won't prescribe. Others don't have adequate insurance.
My day just consists of working and getting these people their medicine.
But Dugan is in for a hefty jail sentence if he's caught.
Hell yeah, there's risks involved. Every time I carry prescription medication that isn't prescribed to me, I'm looking at, for certain drugs, years for each pill that I have on me. It's the same as if I was selling heroin, as if I was dealing crack. I'm dealing with the same laws that they can use against me for medicine.
Dugan has his reasons for selling scam pharma.
My mom was diagnosed with lupus about 20 years ago. My mom's not a drug user. My mom's not a drug abuser. She doesn't get high. And when she couldn't find any other way to do it, I found it for her.
Now he sees himself as a kind of Robin Hood, helping others in need.
The people that are coming to me for things like insulin or autoimmune disease drugs or antibiotics, they're getting these from me because they don't have health insurance. So they come to me and they say, what can you do?
Dugan also sells to drug abusers, profiting from their addiction. His altruism doesn't extend to them.
I'm gonna make enough money selling the prescription, painkillers and narcotics to all the other people that are abusing them. I sell to them at a high price. I make a lot of money doing that. And then I turn around and use that money to get these other people what they need.
While Dugan's reasoning seems just, there are others in the business more clearly for the money. Since branded products can provide cops with leads, some black marketeers, like Pretty Boy and Heidi, avoid brands altogether. They buy the ingredients, find the formulation.
How much does that say right there? How many milligrams? 105.
And make their own.
Some that's gonna get lost, so I'm gonna go over a little bit.
But the chemistry is sketchy.
We're almost 99% positive our stuff is a replica of what can be gotten on the medical market.
It's a busy Tuesday night. And these two entrepreneurs have set up a pharmaceutical factory in their kitchen.
What we're making now is estrogen blocker, where males tend to get female breasts and whatnot, or it's for bodybuilders that want a high level of testosterone.
Pretty Boy and Heidi are self-taught. They whip up copies of medicines to order.
Everything's a math game. Math and metrics and your weight of liquid and your weight of powder. That's how you develop your milligrams. To tell you the truth, like I was bad at math. I'm more of an artist, so.
To help him out, Pretty Boy has a recipe book on hand.
I don't want to go too deep in this, but this is kind of our Bible right here. It's like how we cook up everything. It pretty much has all our pill recipes. What I'm doing is getting a couple injectable oils ready here to go. These are 10 milliliter bottles. Some of this is household stuff, like grapeseed oil. You can get that wherever, but what the main part is the additive.
Pretty Boy sources his key ingredients from Russia. Tonight he's making a synthetic steroid called trenbolone. Farmers often use it to beef up cattle, and human consumption is banned. But people still use it.
Okay, so that alcohol that I just added there, it's not your average rubbing alcohol, it's benzyl alcohol. And what that does is it melts this down. This is your actual product right here.
These injectable vials they make are a big hit.
With our AIDS patients and cancer patients, their bodies is falling apart, so what some of this stuff does is building it back up. It's actually the human growth hormone in the vial.
AIDS and cancer sufferers number among his clientele, and that suits him fine.
It feels good to help some of these cancer patients out. That's probably the only heartwarming thing I get out of this, besides looking at my bank account at the end of the week. I've actually went to medical school myself, so I know a little bit, but we got a couple other guys on our team that are more extensive in that area.
For Pretty Boy and Heidi, customer service outweighs lack of expertise.
Well, everybody has different reactions to everything, but the only way it's going to be bad is if somebody's human body is wired wrong. Their body is different than more majority of regular humans. So I'm not too worried about that. And if they do, all we'll do, sometimes we'll cut them a deal on their next order and give them something different and prescribe them something new. Not actually prescribe, but like hand it to them.
He can afford to give away an occasional freebie.
If I made $10,000 a week, I'd end up taking $2,500 of that. Basically, whatever I'm pushing out my door, I'm getting 25% off.
Unsurprisingly, Pretty Boy feels pretty upbeat about his sector of the black economy.
Oh, we're getting stronger every day. And you probably got one of us in every state somewhere, supply and demand.
Supply and demand are the pillars of shadow business. From body parts to drugs, humans to knockoffs. If you have what someone wants, people will pay.
Counterfeit has been here forever. Since 9/11, customs stop a lot of and right now, especially bootleg, they trying to stop it because the stores are complaining. But them stores, I gotta get money. You get money. You need some money, get over here.
Tommy Vuitton considers himself a knockoff entrepreneur.
We got everything I need. Louis, Gucci, Ferragamo, whatever you want, I have it. Whatever you need, you come right here. I pick it up, you come get it, got your money right, I give it to you. That's how we do in the Thanks, girl. UPS.
Tommy is elated. He has just received a shipment of fakes that have been sneaked through customs.
Straight out China, straight to me. That's A+ right there. A+. I do wholesale, retail, retail. Don't give a about it. Just get it in all day long.
Tommy is a wholesaler.
Sometimes it'd be $400,000 a shipment worth of clothes, worth of merchandise. Every shipment, like $500,000.
The key to being a successful fake wholesaler is understanding your market.
Rich people buy it, poor people buy it, middle class people buy it, overseas people buy it. Everybody's into the counterfeit nowadays. And there's nothing wrong with it. Get your money. Get your money the best way you know how to get your money. If that's selling counterfeit, get your money selling counterfeit. People don't have $15,000, $1,500 to buy a pocketbook, so you'd rather give me $250 for a pocketbook, I'll take it.
Based in Harlem, New York, Tommy ships wholesale to towns and cities east of the Mississippi.
I supply about 57 to 60 stores in New York City. North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Miami, Detroit.
Fakers have to bob and weave to avoid the cops, but it doesn't stop knockoff jeweler Watchman from slinging bling.
Now, you know, all the stuff is all Swiss movie. So you'll love that. Now, if you want, we could also ice that out. You know, you can do it like that.
The Watchman sells fake watches and chains, but he doesn't import them. He buys legit components and makes them himself. He figures he's giving value for money.
I always tell my clients, why spend $45,000, $50,000? Spend $10,000, $12,000. I'll get you the same exact watch, same exact feel.
Only they're not the same watch. They're fakes. The best counterfeit bling, he claims, money can buy. In fact, the Watchman hypes his product so much, he seems to believe his own rap.
Real Audemars Piguet is identical. Not a difference at all. Original price, real watch, about $47,000. I'll give it to you $4,500.
The Watchman believes he's the king of detail.
We replicate every watch to be identical. Grade A, no mistakes, no flaws. We set the stones exactly how the original watch is designed to be.
The diamonds sparkle and the gold has a hallmark, but none of it's genuine.
This here's a 14-karat stamp, as you can see, but we stamp everything official, from the watches to the bracelets, to the rings, to the earrings, to the custom grills. No one could possibly get anything stamped unless you're in this inside jewelry world.
The fake gold chains and jewelry only become illegal when he brands them. The Watchman claims his bling watches and fake jewelry are in high demand.
Money-wise, my gross in a week, a good week, maybe about $18,000 to $25,000. I triple my money up 3 times. You want it?
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
The Watchman closes the deal.
Just give me a deposit and... My clientele consists from your local street drug dealer, boxers, people that I deal with personally in the music industry, NBA players. No one will ever know unless you tell them it's fake.
The Watchman perfected his sales technique in the drug game. He swapped rocks of crack for fake rocks.
Too many of my fallen brothers grew up around the Bloods, grew up around gangs, and it was either jail or, laying in the coffin.
It's the same for Tommy Vuitton. Knockoffs are a giant leap up from drug dealing.
I'm no drug dealer. I came from the streets, but I worked my way up to do the right thing by opening them businesses. And now I try to make myself comfortable, the way I could live, the way I could take care of my family, that nobody can say, oh, he's out here being a drug dealer. All they can say is, oh, he's out here selling clothes. He's selling pocketbooks. He's doing something positive. He ain't trying to do nothing negative. From selling drugs to selling clothes, that's a big change. That's a big change. Because once you change from drugs to clothes, that means you're trying to change your life around. You ain't trying to go to jail for 100 years.
Tommy runs a crooked business, but he still has responsibilities.
I got about 50 or 60 people employed. They got jobs. They take care of their family. If the business is slow, they still get paid.
Tommy faces all of the risks of a legitimate businessman and then some. Risk number one, clearing customs.
I lose about 7%, 40, 50,000 hours worth of stuff. It don't bite me out. I still make ends meet.
Risk number two, getting busted.
You will get locked up for counterfeiting. That's for one. And if you got a lot of it, you're going to jail for a pretty long time. But if you got a little vendor that got it, they don't get, they get they go to jail, the judge let them go home. A little fine, a little 3 days community service, that's it. When you get caught with a mother load, you going to the feds. The way they doing with this counterfeit, they don't want nobody to eat. If the government ain't eating off of it, they don't want nobody eating off of it. 70 months, 90 months. Well, if you don't know what 90 months and 70 months is, do the math on the calendar, because that's a lot of years.
Risk number three, trusting your supplier.
You got the Chinese, you got the Indians, and you got the Africans. I just deal with the Chinese. And they figure, if you got a little bit of money, we got some for you. If you got a lot of money, we got some better for you. If they send me some, well, I got to just deal with the because I ain't gonna take it back. I just have to sell them. If they send me some D-quality, I just have to sell the D-quality. Because me giving it back, I'm gonna lose everything.
Each Shadow King and Queen is in pursuit of one thing, money. And for one queen, money is the whole hustle. Here in Cancun, a kingdom of number crunchers work in the shadow economy to make sure the cartel money is untraceable.
This company generated $10 million last year. This one was $5 million per year, $3 million. This is another company. You can imagine whatever you want in these small rooms.
Over 4 million tourists visit Cancun each year, unaware that they're helping launder dirty dollars on an industrial scale. But one man has decided to take a stand.
Cancún inició su vida turística con dinero del narcotráfico y los grandes cárteles del narcotráfico utilizan turismo para lavar sus dólares.
Pedro is investigating cartel money laundering in Cancun.
Se habla que hay más de 45,000 cuartos tan solo en Cancún.
He believes 10% of these rooms remain empty. Their purpose, to clean cash.
Con 4.500 habitaciones, a $100 por habitación, por 12 meses del año. Es una cantidad importante de dinero que se puede lavar aquí. Le sumas lo que consumen en los bares, lo que consumen en restaurantes, a los prestadores de servicios, todos ellos cobran en efectivo. Por eso es que aquí los grandes cárteles deciden lavar su dinero.
Now Pedro is investigating one of the cartel's most lucrative laundering techniques.
La construcción es una de las formas favoritas de los grandes cárteles para lavar dinero.
But his investigation only gets so far.
cuando acudimos a estos lugares, llega gente armada, te engañona y te amenaza con que te tienes que retirar. Y no tenemos la confianza de acudir a la policía para solicitar el apoyo o el respaldo, porque no sabemos quién está involucrado o quién no. Uno solo tiene que mirar hacia otro lado, porque si no, está en riesgo tu vida y la de tu familia. Hay una constructora que se llama... Esta constructora opera para el cártel del Golfo. Esta constructora solo existe en papel, no hay manera de ubicarla en algún local.
Behind this administrative facade lurks an army of corrupt accountants and lawyers who make sure Pedro can never trace the money directly to the cartels. And while Pedro chases the money, someone else cleans it. Sylvia is one of Cancun's biggest money launderers. It's her job to close the circle and get the cartel's dirty billions into the legitimate Mexican banking system.
We create companies, but they are paper companies.
She does it by generating complex financial structures.
When the money gets back to our client, now it's clean and with papers, and we just get a small part of it, so everybody wins.
And their take-home is huge.
We can generate billions and billions. Maybe last year we had like 50 billion pesos.
She's just taken delivery of $10 million in cash that a client wants cleaned.
This money can come from drugs, smuggling, or any kind of source that you can imagine, but we don't have to know, and we don't want to know.
After a 3,000-mile journey across the border, the cartel's money is now laundered. But the cycle continues, from the drug dealers making the dirty money in the States, to the scouts and transporters moving across the border. Not to mention the cartel cells cleaning it in Mexico. The billion-dollar tide continues to flow. Billions of dollars may trade hands online. But to be a shadow king in New York City, you need to have cash in hand. Here, illicit booze makers have developed a drink of their own.
Yeah, I got nutcrackers. I got a watermelon coconut. I got a blue one, it's like a blue Hawaiian. Guys love to drink, and if they got no business around, they gonna get them nutcrackers. That's how you get right.
It's a sizzling Friday in the Bronx, and Urban King Inf is cashing in on his homemade elixir of fruit juice, whiskey, vodka, schnapps, and rum.
INPH.
Combining customer service with hip-hop hustle, he sells frozen nutcrackers across all 5 boroughs.
Nutcrackers is a part of New York City uptown. It's like in our bloodline. The reason why people get nutcrackers, because instead of them being cooped up in a club and spending X amount of dollars for a bottle, they can just grab a nutcracker for $5, $10 as a cheap, sauce to get drunk.
Over the weekend, Inf aims to make over $4,000. But a street hustle always carries risk.
There's so much activity going on, so any type of movement you're making, even on the liquor, you gotta be careful because you never know. Police jump out and make it like a real hot situation for you. You don't want to lose your whole quantity. They'll take your whole just dump it in the street. Yo, don't drink it too fast, though, yeah? The police about to make niggas move right now. Oh, my God.
Inf has got to think fast. If he's busted, he could lose everything. It's a hot Friday in New York City, and nutcracker seller Inf is double parked and dealing with a little heat himself.
I just bought a hat from the store, but they trying to find my size. They said they had it in the back. Good? About parking.
With the crisis averted, it's back to business.
Copy. What's up, bro?
He's in the Bronx sourcing raw materials for today's batch of frozen nutcrackers.
I want to get 4 cases.
Like a moonshiner, Inf keeps his recipe a closely guarded secret.
The number one thing about nutcrackers is that everybody thinks they know the recipe, but they really don't know the recipe. You got vodka, you got rum, you got schnapps, and then you just your different flavor. The actual street recipe is unrevealed, it's like top secret, like CIA.
Back home, he'll turn all this legal liquor into nutcrackers. Selling them is a high-profit, illegal enterprise.
These right here, 16-ounce bottles. They go for $10. That's 150 bottles, that's $1,500. Let's say you just had $40 to your name. You could basically buy 1 bottle of each ingredient and probably make at least $300. Where can you go and spend 40 and make 300 in an hour? Jake? Done.
A last crucial addition, dry ice.
So you just pop one of those in there, and whatever this touches is gonna freeze. And you just zip it, and that's it.
With a trunk full of nutcrackers,
Where you at?
Inf hits the streets.
Oh, how many I want?
And demand is soaring.
4 flavors.
Get that special flavor. You know, my like I'll call him for me and say, yo, me and my homie want a few, but he'll get here and it'll be an extra 5 or 6 guys that want some. So it's like, you do the math, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, where you at exactly? Where's Jessup Avenue? Where's that?
Singles are $10 a pop. Inf offers discounts to tempt customers into buying more.
The popular the 4 for 35. That's what, you know, everybody likes the 4 for 35. They feel like they get something for free, you know. Typical just Friday, just making money the American way.
As night falls, the demand keeps rising.
I have an advantage because I offer a service where I deliver. You will have local neighborhood guys, you know, they just have nutcrackers on their block and you go to them. But for me personally, like, you know, my advantage is that, you know, I go to my clientele. Hey, we get I like the blue ones. I can be out sometimes 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm into 15-hour day. Yeah, it can be.
For a hustler like Inf, any chance meeting is a business opportunity.
Yo, so you got my IG. You know what I'm saying? If you need a delivery, just hit me, just follow me, and I'll follow back. All right, do your thing, baby. All right, cool.
Inf has embraced social media. It's driving the expansion of his underground business.
Facebook, Instagram, you gotta learn how to utilize hashtagging, setting up the right keywords so when someone searches you on Google, your thing pops up first. You just gotta learn the game. The thing about the nutcrackers is that you can actually promote the nutcrackers more than you could on other products. You can't have a crystal meth fan page on Instagram. Yeah, I got nutcrackers, yeah. That's on 35. Delicious.
He's on target to sell 400 shots this weekend, and the night's still young.
You say you're on East Tremont? In this business, you can pull in $4,000 in a 2-day span. It just depends on how consistent you are, because it's all about the product. If your customers are satisfied, they'll continue to keep paying for what you deliver.
Behind closed doors and in darkened alleys around the world,
Happy customer.
illegal sales drive money into the hands of those willing to risk their freedom. From human and organ trafficking to fake drugs and clothing.
A+ right here.
Kings and queens prey on others' wants.
You probably got one of us in every state somewhere.
Those leading the charge in these dark trades continue to push their luck as shadow kings and queens.
If I was in the hillbilly woods, forget I'd be killing it.